A very good morning and salam sejahtera to everyone. First and foremost, welcome to the virtual postgraduate university briefing for semester 1, 2022-2023 session. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, safe, and in an excellent condition. My name is Herlina, and I am from the Center for Postgraduate Studies, and I will be your MC for today's program. On behalf of the university, I would like to welcome every one of you, whether you just begin your journey with us or you are the returning students. Thank you for choosing University Malaysia Sabah. To the international students, we would like to give you a very warmest welcome to Sabah, the land below the wind. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, this is the 5th time we conducted an online postgraduate briefing session. So, before we proceed, I would love to highlight the agendas for the entire day and other few things that you need to know. We're going to start this program with an opening remark from the Dean of Center for Postgraduate Studies, followed by 9 briefing sessions, which is 4 briefings in the mornings and 5 briefings in the afternoon. Therefore, really hope that you can stay online with us through all the sessions because I'm sure you don't want to miss a lot of important information, right? Also, please do not forget to follow, to like, to subscribe our UMS Facebook official page, UMS YouTube channel, as well as the CPS, Center for Postgraduate Facebook official page, and join our CPS Telegram group. If you have any questions during the briefing today, you may also drop your questions in the chat box below, and our dedicated officers will try their best to answer you. And if we have an extra time, I will raise your question up to the panels right here. Ladies and gentlemen, together with us in this beautiful morning is our Dean, Center for Postgraduate Studies, Yang Berusaha, Professor Dr. Rosita Shapawi, Deputy Director Financial of UMS Center for External Education, PLUMS, Madam Zalifah Shahdan, the Deputy Dean of Academic and International, Associate Professor Dr. Asmahani Awang, and then last but not least, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Azazi alias Azizi bin Haji Abdul Adis. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our Professor, Dr. Rosita Shapawi, the Dean for Center for Postgraduate Studies, for the opening remarks. Please welcome, Prof.
Thank you so much, Fadila. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Selamat pagi to everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome all our new postgraduate students to University Malaysia Sabah. And for our current student, welcome back. And to our international student, welcome to the island of Borneo and of course Sabah, the land below the wind. I would like to congratulate each of you on your success to secure a place as postgraduate student at UMS. You are now a very special part of UMS family, and all of us here are very happy and excited to be part of your educational journey at UMS. So this morning I will be sharing some important information about UMS and of course about the Center for Postgraduate Studies and also the Center for External Education of UMS. Okay. Okay, basically there will be 5 different parts of information that I will be sharing with you. On part 1 is about UMS, and then about CPS and also PLUMS team. and then student enrollment, postgraduate coordinators, and of course CPS facilities. Okay. For your information, UMS is the ninth public university in Malaysia, which was established on the 24th November 1994. We have 12 faculties, 1 center and 1 academy, and 4 institutes which cover various areas from science and technology, medicine and health sciences, engineering, computer and informatics, agriculture, aquaculture and marine science, biotechnology, conservation, biology, food science, tropical forestry, social science and humanities, arts and creative technology, psychology, education, Islamic studies, finance, business, accounting, and economics. Okay. Our vision, university vision, is to strive to be an innovative university of global standing. This is our mission. We strive to achieve academic excellence in various fields by gaining international recognition through learning and teaching, research and publication, social services, and a balanced specialization of knowledge and personal development of students, resulting in high productivity and quality in the context of the society and nation. This is what we call our motto, our shared values. Together, we improve our performance. Okay, this is the objective of the center. We want to ensure the main function of CPS are executed effectively according to the standards. So we will be responsible for your enrollment and then registration, examination, assessment, graduation, and of course your well-being, under the student affairs section. And of course we are also looking at the development of academic programs with the help of other stakeholders in UMS. Okay, Center for Postgraduate Studies, or what we call CPS, was established in the year of 1994 to provide a range of postgraduate programs. We have PhDs, we have master and postgraduate diploma. But starting in 2019, the management of PhD, master and postgraduate diploma programs by coursework and mixed mode now handled by PLUMS, the Center for External Education. And CPS is responsible in the management of student doing PhD and master by research. So this program, we either offer them as full-time and part-time basis, but of course for international student, it is only via a full-time mode. And we at CPS is entrusted with the responsibility to manage your administration, and then we coordinate and develop and strengthen the postgraduate studies programs. This is the role and responsibility of CPS. We support the mission of the university to become a world-class center of academic and technological excellences, formulate policies pertaining to the development of graduate studies, steer the postgraduate committee, and coordinate with academic faculties to develop and enhance the quality of graduate education, maintain the integrity in graduate education practices across all FCAI at UMS, cooperate with other departments, for example, the Bursa department, library, and other relevant department to ensure facilities are available and meet the requirement of the academician and social needs of graduate students. And then we facilitate staffs and students training session on graduate education aspects. Okay, let's have a look at our team. This is CPS team. I myself, Rosita, I have 2 deputy dean. Associate Professor Dr. Asmahani Awang is the deputy dean in charge of academic and internationalization. Meanwhile, Dr. Azizi is in charge of student affairs, and we have Mr. Zaidi bin Adilai as the head of administration. Okay, this is our head of section under CPS. Madam Ailina Jampadin is the head of student affairs section. Puan Herlina Jupiter, which is also our MC today, is the head of examination and graduation section. Puan Fauzia Binti Ismail is the head of administration and financial section. And Puan Suzanti Binti Moin is the head of admission and student record section. Okay, this is the UMS Center for External Education, or what we call PLUMS. Yeah, the director is Dr. Lim Tian Sang. He is also assisted by two deputy directors, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Suhaimi Taat, and of course, next to me is Madam Zalifah binti Shadan as the deputy director in charge of finance. And they have several other staffs under them, like Norliza Abdullah as admin manager. We have Marlina Joffrey as finance manager, marketing manager, Muhammad Raziz Kana bin Atin, and I think there are five other staff as the assistant manager for admin Siti Nuria, Absan Farizan, Scholar Stella, and then they have Jamli Ikhwan and Husni Najawi. Okay, I just want to share with you some data on our students' enrollment. This is our current statistic as of July 2020. We have a total of 3,018 postgraduate students. As you can see in the graph, we have about 1,644 master students, and then PhD 1,313, and DPLI 61. So we have the ratio between local and international. We have 2,501 local student and 517 international student. Most of our international students from China, and then Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Pakistan and Brunei. These are the top countries where the students came from. Yeah. Okay, this is the number of students graduated last convocation in June. We have a total of 522 students graduated. 77 from a PhD program, 262 from Master by Coursework, and then 96 Master by Research, and 87 from Postgraduate Diploma programs. Okay, this is another important part that I want to share with you all, because you will be, definitely looking for them, yeah, the postgraduate coordinators. Okay. For those registered under Faculty of Psychology and Education, you have to look for Associate Professor Dr. Zaki Ishak. Yeah? This information is available in our website, so don't worry. Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, you have Dr. Nur Shakira binti Zakaria. Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Dr. Chin Kai Ling is there to assist you. Faculty of Business, Economics and Accountancy, you have Dr. Izyanti Awang Razli. And then Faculty of Science and Natural Resources, you have Dr. Niwati Wid. Faculty of Sustainable Agriculture, you have Dr. Nur Aina binti Hasbullah. Dr. Siti Farida Muhammad Amin is coordinator for Faculty of Food Science and Nutrition. And then Dr. Ling Tai Ho is from Labuan, Faculty of International Finance. Okay, those registering under Faculty of Computing and Informatics, you will have Associate Professor Dr. Muzaffar Hamza. Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Saria Saala. Faculty of Tropical Forestry, you have Associate Professor Dr. Junior Kimwah will be able to assist you. Okay, for Center for Promotion of Knowledge and Language Learning, you have Dr. Priscilla Shak Yiping. Institute for Tropical Biology and Conservation, Dr. Su Chan Lin. Borneo Marine Research Institute, you will have Dr. Lim Leong Sang. And Biotechnology Research Institute, you have Dr. Cheong Bo Eng. Meanwhile, we also assign different coordinators for by coursework and mixed mode program. Maybe some of these coordinator already appear in the previous slides. Yeah. For Faculty of Business and Economic and Accountancy, Dr. Saizal bin Pinjaman, and Faculty of Engineering, they have the same coordinator, Dr. Saria binti Saala. Faculty of Computing Informatics, Dr. Erwin Gubin Maung, and Faculty of Psychology and Education, you have Dr. Camilla Ading. Meanwhile, for postgraduate coordinator by coursework and mixed mode at Faculty of Psychology and Education, you will have Professor Dr. Lei Yun Fa, Faculty of Psychology and Education. Also for the program of Master Education TESOL, Science Education Computer in Education is Dr. Asma Abdul Hamid Muhammad Al-Sakaf. And then for Biotechnology Research Institute, you will have Dr. Cheong Bo Eng for Master of Science, Molecular Biology. Okay, for Faculty of Food Science and Nutrition, those registering under Master of Science, Food Safety and Quality, you have Rovina, Dr. Rovina Kobun. And then for Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, for Master of Arts, Government and International Relation, you will have Madam Diana Peters. And then for Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Doctor in Public Health, DRPH, you will have Associate Professor Dr. Freddie Robinson. Okay, under the same faculty, for Master in Public Health, Associate Professor Dr. Nelbon Giloy is there to help you. And for Faculty of Psychology and Education, for SPADA, you will have Dr. Patricia Joseph Kimong. And then still under the same faculty, but DPLI program, you will be assisted by Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Said bin Ambotang. Okay, that's all about the coordinators. Now, I would like to share with you some of the facilities that we have. Okay, this is the auditorium hall that we are now conducting this briefing. The hall capacity is able to accommodate up to 200 people. So you can contact us. Let's say you are planning to do any activities such as seminar or workshop or anything that require more or larger audience. Yeah. And then we also have seminar rooms. There are 6 rooms with movable walls, so each room able to accommodate up to 20 people. So this again can be used for activities such as seminar, talks, workshop, courses, and etc. Okay, this is the student lounge. Yeah, it able to accommodate up to 60 people. You can use this facility for your activity like a small group discussion, group studies. So just let us know anytime you feel like using this area. This is our Viva rooms. There are 4 rooms available, which can accommodate up to 9 people. So this is the room that we will be using to conduct your Viva Voce session. Yeah. And of course, we do have a meeting room with about 40 people capacity. This can be used for meeting or discussion, either online also or physical meetings. Yeah. Okay, we also have what we call student carol rooms. We have 6 of them. Each room is for 1 person only. So you can contact us if you feel like using this facility for study or anything related to your study at UMS. Okay, so this is the contact address of Center for Postgraduate Study. This is also available at our website. So we would like to encourage all students to communicate with us through email. Yeah, please email us any inquiry to this pasca@ums.edu.my. You can visit our website. Please, as a student of UMS, I advise you to regularly visit the website because all available information or any update information about your study will be posted at our official website. But of course, if you need to call or talk to us, then you can call us at this number. This is the contact address for PLUMS, yeah, the Center for External Education. They also I think prefer to be contacted via email, and this is also available at their website. So thank you so much for your attention. I'm looking forward to see you all on campus. Thank you. Over to you, Helena.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the warm and very informative remarks. Now let's invite Madam Zalifa to give her opening remark on behalf of UMS Center for External Education Close. Please welcome Madam Zali.
Thank you so much, Harlina. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everybody. On behalf of the director who is unable to join us for today's event, I would like to welcome everybody, especially the students from near and far, to our session this morning. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to congratulate you. Firstly, for securing your place as a student, maybe as a new student or welcome coming back as a student. And secondly, for choosing UMS. Of course, we are very pleased and we are so happy to welcome you. We have high hope that this session coming 2022-2023 will be a session that is equal to prior to what we have before COVID, because we are looking forward that there will be activities for teaching and learning, which is more face-to-face and everything as we have before the pandemic. For students under PLUMS, your class will be held on weekdays and also at night, and for the PLI, which is on weekdays. Okay, and once again, I would like to say good luck to everybody. And our office is also located here in the CPS building. We are in the first floor, and please feel free to check us in our website or our social media, which is Facebook, if you have anything to ask. Yeah, enjoy your time as a student here and have a fruitful student life with us in UMS. Thank you so much. Handing back to you, Helena. Thank you.
For the welcoming remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, the next briefing is a very important topic for all the new students, and it required your full attention and focus. However, before we move on, let's take a 5 minutes break for the preparation. Please stay tuned and see you in a while. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for staying online. I know for sure you don't want to keep waiting. Therefore, let's invite the speaker for the first session, Madam Sharon Lydia Chia, Assistant Bursar, together with Madam Zalifa Shadan, the Deputy Director Financial of UMS Center for External Education, Plumes, to give a financial briefing for the new postgraduate students. Let us welcome Madam Sharon Lydia to talk about the financial affairs specifically for postgraduate research program. Over to you, Madam Sharon.
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Okay, good morning and welcome to all new postgraduate students for this session. My name is Sharon Lydia. I'm a finance officer who manage postgraduate student finance. And to start our Bursa briefing, let us watch our video presentation regarding financial.
Salam sejahtera, salam hormat, dan salam UMS Campus Ramah. Kepada semua pelajar baharu Universiti Malaysia Sabah, Jabatan Bendahari dengan berbesar hati mengalu-alukan kedatangan anda semua dan mengucapkan selamat datang ke Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Jabatan Bendahari dengan penuh sukacita ingin berkongsi tata cara pengurusan kewangan pelajar di UMS untuk rujukan para pelajar. Tak kenal maka tak cinta. Dengan ini diperkenalkan Bendahari Universiti Malaysia Sabah serta para pegawai yang bertanggungjawab menguruskan kewangan pelajar. Misi Jabatan Bendahari adalah untuk melaksana dan mengamalkan sistem pengurusan keuangan dengan berintegriti, telus dan bertanggungjawab. Objektif Jabatan Bendahari adalah menawarkan perkhidmatan keuangan kepada semua pelanggan universiti secara cekap dan berkesan. Fungsi bahagian kewangan pelajar Jabatan Bendahari adalah mengurus dan menyelaras akaun pelajar serta mengurus dan menyelaras hal ehwal keuangan beasiswa dan tajaan pelajar.
Pelajar adalah wajib menjelaskan bayaran yuran pengajian sebelum membuat pendaftaran. Setiap pelajar yang berhutang pada semester semasa akan terhalang daripada membuat pendaftaran kursus untuk semester berikutnya. Tidak dibenarkan mengikuti peperiksaan akhir sehingga semua hutang kepada universiti dijelaskan. Terhalang daripada mendapat keputusan peperiksaan akhir semester semasa. Tidak dibenarkan mengikuti sidang convocation yang mana scroll dan transkrip pelajar akan ditahan sehingga semua hutang kepada universiti dijelaskan.
Senarai pelajar berpenaja yang telah menerima bayaran tajaan tetapi masih berhutang akan dikemukakan kepada pihak penaja bagi tujuan sekatan bayaran atau pembatalan tajaan. Bagi pelajar yang mendapat tajaan atau pinjaman, diwajibkan mengemukakan surat tawaran tajaan tersebut kepada sektor tajaan dan beasiswa di Jabatan Bendahari. Pelajar juga perlu memastikan maklumat penaja dikemas kini dalam sistem maklumat pelajar untuk mengelakkan sebarang kesulitan. Struktur yuran bagi sarjana dan doktor falsafah dibahagikan kepada dua bidang iaitu sains dan sains sosial mengikut kaedah pengajian. Bagi mendapatkan maklumat lengkap mengenai yuran pengajian, sila rujuk pautan di laman sesawang berikut. Sekiranya pelajar berhasrat untuk menarik diri daripada pengajian, berikut adalah kaedah pengiraan pemulangan bayaran pelajar. Pelajar yang menarik diri dalam tempoh 2 minggu pertama semester bermula layak untuk mendapat bayaran balik yuran pengajian, manakala yuran pendaftaran one-off tidak layak dikembalikan. Pelajar yang menarik diri selepas tempoh 2 minggu pertama semester bermula tidak layak untuk mendapat pemulangan bayaran. Pelajar adalah diwajibkan untuk membayar insurans sebanyak RM25 setahun.
Manfaat insurans pelajar adalah seperti kematian RM40,000, keilatan menyeluruh dan kekal RM25,000 natural cost, RM40,000 bagi accidental cost, perbelanjaan pengebumian RM5,000 bagi natural cost, RM10,000 bagi accidental cost dan RM10,000 bagi belanja penghantaran pulang jenazah, alat sokongan perubatan RM5,000, perbelanjaan perubatan RM5,000 dan allowance hospital RM50 sehari.
UMS kini mengamalkan kampus tanpa tunai. Kaedah pembayaran adalah seperti berikut. Bayaran atas talian melalui pautan berikut. Bayaran melalui kaedah Jompe, bayaran tunai melalui kaunter bank Islam atau mesin ATM di mana-mana cawangan bank Islam seluruh Malaysia. Melalui pindahan telegrafik dengan bayaran atas nama Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Atau melalui kaunter Jabatan Bendahari menggunakan kaedah bayaran kad debit, kad kredit, Alipay, WeChat Pay, Maybank QR Pay, bus dan cek berpalang atas nama Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Untuk makluman, pihak universiti akan mengenakan yuran perkhidmatan sebanyak RM20 bagi terimaan tunai yang melebihi RM500 bagi setiap transaksi.
Bagi kaedah pembayaran yuran yang menggunakan KWSP, pelajar hendaklah memohon surat pengesahan KWSP daripada Jabatan Bendahari 2 minggu sebelum pendaftaran bermula beserta salinan terkini penyata akaun 2. Hanya pelajar yang telah mendapat surat pengesahan KWSP berstatus lulus sahaja yang akan diberi pelepasan bagi proses pendaftaran pelajar. Bagi pelajar yang lewat membuat permohonan surat pengesahan KWSP, pelajar tersebut wajib untuk menjelaskan yuran pengajian sepenuhnya terlebih dahulu. Walau bagaimanapun, Jabatan Bendahari akan mengeluarkan surat pengesahan KWSP tersebut kepada pelajar seperti biasa. Pelajar yang ingin memohon surat pengesahan KWSP, penaja, bayaran, struktur yuran perlu mengisi borang permohonan melalui Google Form yang boleh diakses di laman web Jabatan Bendahari atau Facebook page bahagian keuangan pelajar atau scan QR code seperti berikut. Proses semakan dan pengesahan transaksi bayaran bagi perbankan internet atau FPX, pengesahan transaksi bayaran pada penyata bank adalah dalam tempoh 24 jam hari bekerja berikutnya selepas bayaran diterima. Tempoh kemaskini terimaan di dalam SMPB di kaunter bendahari ialah 1 hingga 3 hari. Perbankan internet, kemaskini terimaan adalah 24 jam pada hari berikutnya. Melalui FPX pula, kemaskini adalah dalam tempoh 15 minit.
Apabila saya sudah membuat pembayaran, adakah bermaksud saya sudah mendaftar?
Tidak, pelajar hendaklah mendaftar melalui sistem maklumat pelajar.
Berapakah kadar denda lewat daftar yang perlu saya bayar?
Jumlah denda lewat yang perlu dibayar adalah RM200.
Sekiranya status saya digantung pengajian pada semester lepas dan saya berhasrat untuk mengaktifkan pengajian saya pada semester ini, apa yang perlu saya lakukan?
Pelajar perlu membuat permohonan kepada Pusat Pengajian Pascasiswazah. Setelah mendapat kelulusan, pelajar perlu membayar denda lewat RM200 dan yuran pengajian semester lepas dan semester semasa.
Bagaimana pula sekiranya status saya telah diberhentikan?
Pelajar perlu membuat permohonan kepada Pusat Pengajian Pascasiswazah. Setelah mendapat kelulusan, pelajar perlu membayar yuran pengaktifan semester RM300 dan yuran pengajian semester lepas dan semester semasa.
Apa yang menyebabkan saya tidak dapat membuat pendaftaran di SMP?
Mungkin disebabkan mempunyai hutang yuran pengajian atau yuran asrama pada semester sebelumnya atau pelajar tidak mengemukakan laporan kemajuan pelajar.
Bagaimanakah cara untuk menyemak-baki hutang yang perlu dibayar?
Pelajar boleh merujuk penyata akaun melalui sistem maklumat pelajar.
Okay, now I would like to explain more about student finance and what student must know during their study in UMS. Okay, as shown in the screen, fee information, student can refer their fee information from the website www.ums.edu.my at PPPS portal. Okay, this is fee structure for science program, and this is the fee structure for the sastra program. Students must know that students are required to pay tuition fee in full before register every semester. Okay, if the student withdraw from the university, student must know that for the non-recurrent fee, there will be no refund for non-recurrent fee, but for the tuition fee, student will get refund if student withdraw from the university first 2 weeks of the semester begin, but after 2 weeks from the semester start, the tuition fee will not be refunded to the student. Okay, as shown in the screen, all students are bound by the Aku Janji, which students sign when they log into the e-daftar, which stated that student will pay the tuition fee in full every student will pay the tuition fee in full before register every semester. So we would like again to remind the student that students who have an outstanding fee will be barred from accessing the course registration process for upcoming semester, from printing the examination slip, which students are not allowed to enter the examination hall, getting the final examination result, and will be barred from attending the convocation, which scroll and transcript will be held by the university until all the outstanding tuition fee are settled. As for sponsored students who have yet to settle their outstanding fee, will be reported to their respective sponsor promptly or risk having their scholarship cancelled. Okay, we with pleasure would like to inform all the new postgraduate students that UMS is adopting the cashless campus concept. So we encouraging students to practice online payment or cashless payment when they are going to pay their tuition So we have UMS have provided variety method of payment, which is using e-payment portal e-payment UMS via the epayment.ums.edu.my, and we also have Jompay, which students can log into their own internet or mobile banking and pay their tuition fee using this Jompay method. And we also have bill presentment, which students can pay their tuition fee in Bank Islam counter or using ATM or online banking for the Bank Islam customer. And we also have, students can also go to Bursa counter and pay using, we have Visa, MasterCard, Credit Card, QR Pay, Alipay, WeChat, and Boost for the cashless method to pay their tuition fee. But this is only during working hours. Okay, students must remember that since UMS adopting the cashless campus concept, so every cash payment through Bursa counter exceed 500 ringgit will incur charge for service fee amounting to ringgit. Okay, as for students who have their scholarship, sponsorship, or loans, students must submit their offer letter to the Bursa department, and don't forget to update the scholarship, sponsorship, and loan details in their SMP to ensure all information are valid. This is important to ensure smooth payment proceed to student account. Okay, any student who intend to apply for scholarship, student can proceed to apply for confirmation letter from the Bursa Department official website or from the Bahagian Kewangan Pelajar Facebook page, or just scan this QR code. It will be processed within 5 working days, and students can collect their letter at Bursa counter. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the briefing, Madam Sharon. Now let us invite the second speaker, Madam Zelly, to brief us about the financial affairs regarding the postgraduate coursework program and the UMS Center for External Education, Blooms. The stage is yours, Madam.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning again to those with us from the early morning up to this second session. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for stay tuned with us. So may I please have my slides on the screen, please? This is not mine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are very sorry and apologize for the technical glitch. Now, let's invite Madam Zalifa again for the briefing about the financial affairs regarding the postgraduate coursework program. Let's invite her.
Thank you again, Helena. Sorry for the delay. I hope you can make yourself a cup of coffee when I was away just now. So can we please go to the slides again or the screen? All right, okay. So this is the finance briefing for postgraduate student for the session of 2022-2023. Okay, Bloom's Finance Sections is responsible for managing your student financial affair for the postgraduate doing coursework under us. Okay, your registration fees is to be settled before the university registration process, which is done through the online or e-daftar, and then the balance of the fees, which is fees by credit hours or courses, is to be updated at the end of the add drop week, which is week 6 in the current semester. Okay, for the balance of the credit hour fees for current semester is compulsory to be settled before the final exam. So it is purposely put there in red for you to be alert, and the student ledger can be retrieved from the system SMBPB website at any time. Okay. Okay, this is your fee type and payment period. Okay, when you look here, you will see there are a few types of the fees here. The registration fees, the credit hour fees, and also all fees. Yeah, when you look at the different color, and the payment period is stated there, which is for the registration fees is before the e-registration just now, and the credit hour fees is before the printing of your exam slip, and for all fees is before the e-registration process. And this applied to category by student, which is applied at the end of the table just now where you see it. And also, please refer to the postgraduate academic calendar all the time for activities of your current semester. Okay, next. For reminder to all students, okay, this also shown by Madam Sharon just now, if, okay, you have outstanding tuition fees, you will be barred from these 4. First is accessing the course registration process for your upcoming semester. Number 2, you cannot print your examination slip and you are not allowed to enter the examination hall. Number 3, you will not get your final examination result. And the last of all is you cannot attend your own convocations. Your scroll and transcript will be held back by the university until you settle your fees. And for those sponsored students who have yet to settle your outstanding fees, you will also be reported to your sponsors, and there will be a high risk that your sponsorship can be cancelled. Okay. All right. This is the fee structure for master program by coursework for the student applied for the program at Fakulti Pendidikan dan Psikologi (FPP), FPEP, and FKI for these 3 faculties. Yeah. So when you look at this, there are types of fees that you have to pay and the semester which it happens. The difference between these fee structures and the structure fees that Madam Sharon shown just now is the credit hour fees rate. Okay, the credit hour fees rate are shown at the bottom of the table there. For example, like if you have 2 courses in the semester, and the 2 courses each have 2 credit hours, then your number of credit hours will be 4. So it 350 times by 4, that is the number of credit hour fees that you have to pay. Okay, that don't worry, these things you can ask later through our staff and also in our website. Maybe for now you may have some difficulty understanding it, but it's okay, we'll guide you through. Okay, next. All right, this is also a fee structure for master program by coursework, but this table is specifically for those student under IPB, Institute Penyelidikan Biotechnology, and FPSK, the Faculty of Medicine and for Faculty of Medicine of or FPSK. So the difference is also in the credit hours, right? Okay, next. Okay, this fee structure is for those taking Diploma Pendidikan Lepasan Ijazah, which is the famous DPLI, and also the Master Counselling Psychology for Drug Abuse, which we call SPADA in short. So these two are new under Plumes. Yeah? So you look at the semester here, this one is a very simple fee structure, and you can see the total overall that you have to pay for both courses under these two. Okay, next. All right, if you are to withdraw, okay, you will see here the 2 weeks mark of the semester is very important. If you withdraw before the 2 weeks of the semester, you can still be refunded with your tuition fees, but not the non-recurrent fees. It will be forfeited. But if you withdraw after the 2 weeks, then everything is forfeited. Okay, next one. Okay, for payment methods, as mentioned by Madam Sharon just now, we have plenty. Okay, there is no reason that you cannot pay what is due to the university. The first one is through portal e-payment UMS. You can see the FPX address over there. Number 2 is through JomPay. From this slide, you can see you are guided properly with the bill code, your reference, and reference to. Okay, next. Number 3 is bill presentment, which is you pay at your Bank Islam teller counter or you pay through online. Okay. There is also a choice of paying through CDM or cash deposit machine in any BIMB counter everywhere. And the fourth one is through the counter at Plumes Finance Office, okay, where you can pay through Visa, Boost, or QR Pay by Maybank. For this one, is operating during the office hours, which stated in the slides there. Okay, next. Okay, for cash payment exceeding 500 ringgit, we actually remind everybody again and again about this because we will charge a fine of RM20 ringgit. If you are happy with that, it's okay. But actually, this is to make sure that everybody embracing the cashless campus idea of the University Malaysia Sabah. Okay, next. All right. For payment methods again, for example, like you want to use the EPF fund, you can also payment for student. Actually, there are new things here, which you can also use your spouses, okay, account for this purpose. Okay, before this, they are not KWSP not listed spouses as you can use their account for this. Okay. Student needs to request for EPF confirmation letter by producing the EPF account statement number 2 to the Plumes Finance section at least 2 weeks before the registration week. And the release for registration process will only be given to students who gave their EPF withdrawal confirmation status as passed. Okay, next. Let applicant are required to pay the tuition fees in full, and EPF authorization letter will be prepared, but students may only be allowed to register once the full payment are being made. Okay, for scholarship, sponsorship, and loans, students must submit their scholarship or sponsorship or loan offer letter to the Plumes Finance Office, not to the Bursar Office, but to our office. And please update the scholarship, sponsorship, loans detail in your SMP to ensure all information are valid. Okay, next. All right, for application for the PTPTN, application must be made online through the given address over there, and students are required to open a saving account with Bank Islam for the time being, and opening an account can be made at any Bank Islam branches throughout Malaysia without deposit. you have only need to bring along your offer letter. Okay, next one. Okay. Confirmation letter for EPF sponsorship payment or fee structure, you can scan the QR code here, and the process is the same as the bursar office, is within 5 working days, which I can assure you it can be less. Okay, it doesn't necessarily to be 5. Okay, next. Alright, here we are. Plums is located at arah 1 bangunan Pusat Pengajian Pascasiswazah or the postgraduate building. We can be reached at the given telephone numbers. Okay, and also Kewang Pelajar also in Plums. You can see the email address there. You can reach us. Okay, next. Then you have to remember these faces. Okay, there is me there as the Deputy Director for Finance. But we have Madam Skolastella Agong, which is our Assistant Manager for Finance. Encik Izzy Reza Azwan is our Finance Admin or Assistant Postgraduate, and Encik Muhammad Zaki for the undergraduate. So for postgraduate student, your people are Skolastella and Izzy. Okay, please don't bother contacting Zaki. He's not in charge of Pascasiswazah. Okay, next. Okay, that's all. I hope you guys are happy with all the information we give you, but please feel free to come to us anytime because we are here located in CPS building, and we are can be contacted through all the given address just now. Thank you so much for your time.
And very informative, Madam Zali. And ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to our next briefing, we are going to take another 5 minutes for preparation. So please stay online and stay tuned. Thank you. Procedures and rules for postgraduate programs in UMS delivered by our Deputy Dean, Academic and International, Center for Postgraduate Studies, CPS, Associate Professor Dr. Asmahani Binti Awang. Let's invite Dr. Asmahani for her briefing.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. My name is Asmahani Awang from Postgraduate Study, University Malaysia Sabah. First of all, I would like to welcome and congratulate you for your admissions into University Malaysia Sabah. So today I will deliver sharing sessions for you. We are waiting for the slide. Okay, today I would like to share with you information about procedures and rules for postgraduate programs. This is the overview for my sharing session. It consists of 17 sections. As you can see, we will start with registration and payment, tuition fees, method of study, and etc. We will cover one by one for this section. So the first section is about registration and payment. If you look at our slide, it is our building for Center for Postgraduate Studies, UMS. This is our next slide, which shows the academic calendar for our current session, academic session of 2022-2023. For your information, registration is required every semester, and registration can be done on February and September intake. So if you can see here, we have many important dates. You should be aware that this is very important for you to follow the specific time for registrations. If you fail to do so, you might encounter difficulties. So it is very important for you to download this academic calendar and try to follow all the postgraduate studies accordingly. This is additional information. CPS, Center for Postgraduate Studies, always construct graphic info that will give you informations. For example, this is the poster which shows the steps for online acceptance, pre-registration, registration day, university briefing, and so on. Actually, this poster can be downloaded from our CPS website. As you can see here, this is our link. For additional information, CPS website also contain many information which is beneficial for you. For example, online acceptance can be done via website. E-registration also can be done via website, and you can also download the registration guideline. And for any inquiry also, you can contact us through our email, which is sprppasca@ums.edu.my. All of this information can be retrieved from our CPS website. You just need to log on into our website and you just select a different menu for different information. I would like to invite you to join our Telegram group, which is Pusat Pengajian Pascasiswazah UMS. So if you enroll or if you join our Telegram group, you will obtain various information. For example, scholarship, important deadlines, and other postgraduate details as well. So please do not hesitate to join us via our Telegram group. This is information about registration. For the information, a candidate must maintain continuous registration throughout the durations of the study. So it means that for you to be allowed to register in the current semester, you should fulfill several criteria. For example, the first one, the candidature should be within and do not exceed the maximum duration of study. We will see the table which shows what is the maximum duration of study and what is the minimum duration of study. The second criteria is all outstanding tuition fees have been settled. And the third one is the student has completed online student progress report, or in Malay we call it as Laporan Kemajuan Pelajar Pascasiswazah LKPP, and this student progress report should be endorsed by supervisor or main supervisor at faculty or center or academic or institute to be submitted to the CPS. This is the next section about tuition fees. Students shall pay the fees and register every semester within a period of 2 weeks from the registration date of each semester. For students with outstanding fee, their registration will be suspended in the following semester. So as a student, you should always aware about your financial status from the system. You can check also your fees status from the system, which is through the SMPB. Student may register late until the 4th week of the current semester, but you should pay a penalty with an amount of 200 ringgit Malaysia. For student who does not register after the 4th week of the current semester, they shall be given the status of suspension of candidature. And for student who do not register for 2 consecutive semesters, these students will be terminated from the study. We try to avoid these situations because it will involve many process. So we try to follow the regular registration process. This is the next section, which is method of study. Actually, we have different categories for our method of study. The first one is by research, and these including the fast track and master conversion. Maybe some of you are interested with master conversion. So I would like to inform you that we have guideline for master conversion. If you want to know further about this this process of master conversion, you are invited to go to our CPS website and download the guideline. And the second method of study is by coursework, and the third method of study by mixed mode. The next section will cover about type of registration. In general, we have 2 types of registration. The first one is full-time, denoted by FT. The second one is part-time, denoted by PT. And duration of study, it can be divided into different categories. The first one is research mode, second one course mode, and third one is mixed mode. Usually the duration of study is depending on which type of mode that you enroll in your postgraduate study. For research mode, this table shows the duration of study permitted. For example, we have our level of study for master's degree or master's of philosophy. For full-time students, the minimum semester is 2 semesters and maximum 6 semesters. For part-time students, master degree or master of philosophy students can complete their study minimum of 4 semesters and maximum of 8 semesters. What is the difference between minimum and maximum semester? Actually, maybe some of you feel like I want to finish my study very soon. I am very determined that I am able to finish my study. So if you are a master degree student, you try to aim for minimum 2 semesters. However, maybe some of you think like, I think I need to study further about my research. I need time to plan my research methodology and so on. Therefore, you can go to maximum 6 semester of study. You can also refer to the full-time and part-time student for the doctorate degree as shown in this table. What is the GOT actually? It is graduate on time, and it is only given to the full-time student, which is by research mode. So for the master degree student, GOT is 4 semester, which is equivalent to 24 months. For doctoral degree students, GOT for X semester or equivalent to 48 months. How about the extensions of duration of study? Maybe some of you are thinking, I not be able to finish my study within the permitted the given time of duration. For example, if you are master degree or master of philosophy student, you are thinking that during my study I encounter some difficulties, I need more times to complete my study. Therefore, you are allowed to extend your study up to 2 semesters for full-time student and 4 semesters for part-time student. This is the two table which shows the comparison between the permitted duration of study and extensions of duration of study. How we want to read or understand this table? We take a look for the first table. We refer to the master's degree or master of philosophy. For example, you are full-time students. Your maximum time of duration that you have now is 6 semesters. However, during your study, you encounter difficulties. Maybe your research materials have some problem. Maybe it is related to the shipping. Maybe some of your research plan should be changed. Therefore, you can apply for the extension for 2 semesters for full-time student. So total, you have X semester to complete your study. I hope that you can understand how to calculate the extension of study for part-time master degree or master of philosophy and doctorate degree as well. If you have some difficulties to understand how to use this table, you can contact us at CPS. This is the research methodology course with code of MP 12303 that should be completed for all students. So this research methodology course must be completed in the first year of your study. So you need to aware that you can take this research methodology course this semester or next semester. And this research methodology course will be given a notation in terms of pass or fail only. And you should know that all students who take the research methodology course should complete 2 categories of evaluation. The first one is proposal report and the second one is proposal oral presentation. If the student fail in this research methodology course, then the student needs to repeat the course again. So it means that you have to do the registration and you have to take also the 2 categories of evaluation as well. And this registration for research methodology course can be done through our SMP website. Make sure that you know the correct code for this course, which is MP 12303. For example, if you have your SMPB account, you can log in and you can see menu inside. This SMPB system offer you assistance to register and to drop courses. However, if you have some difficulties or not understand how this website function, you can contact us also at CPS. As you know, we have another mode of study which is coursework and mixed mode, which is managed by PLUMS, which is Center for External Education. So this table shows that the period of study permitted, but this period of study does not apply to the Master of Public Health degree. I take only one example for you to understand how to use this table. For example, if you are postgraduate diploma students, full-time students, so you can complete your study minimum with 2 semester minimum, and you can complete your study up to maximum 4 semester. For the part-time student, you have more time because if you see the minimum semester required for the postgraduate diploma is 3 semester, and for the maximum semester required for the postgraduate diploma student to complete their study is 6 semester. However, this period of study, it is depends on the program structure of the respective faculty or center or academic or institute. You may also contact the PLUMS Center for External Education for further clarification. Sometimes I am talking about the Center for Postgraduate Studies, CPS. Sometimes I am talking about the PLUMS, which is Center for External Education. The difference between these two centers is that research mode, it is handled or managed by CPS. Coursework and mixed mode, it is handled by PLUMS, which is Center for External Education. Okay, so this is the total credit hours required to graduate. You should know about this also. Student must pass a portions of the credit hours according to the program structure. As you can see here, minimum 30 credit hours are needed for postgraduate diploma students. Minimum 40 credit hours are needed for master's degree students, and minimum 80 credit hours are needed for doctoral degree student. This section cover the mixed mode registration. The same thing here. This table shows the period of study permitted. However, this period of study does not apply to Master of Public Health and Doctor of Public Health degree. We take only one example. For example, we have master degree students, for full-time students. Students can complete the study minimum 2 semesters, and students can complete the study maximum 6 semesters. For part-time students, they have more times in which they can complete the study with minimum 4 semesters, and also they can complete the study with maximum 8 semesters. However, this period of study, it depends on the program structure of the respective faculty or center or academy or institute. So this slide summarize the total credit hours required to graduate. So minimum 40 credit hours are needed for master degree student, and minimum 80 credit hours are needed for doctoral degree student. And some of you might thinking, I want to change type of registration. What is the process that should I do? So this is the slide which will give you information about the change type of registration. You can apply the change type of registration to the dean or director of faculty, center, academic or institute for approval. And faculty, center, academic or institute will notify the dean of Center for Postgraduate Study to change the type of registration from full-time to part-time. Or you can also change your registration from part-time to full-time. However, this change type of registration application can done only one time throughout the stipulated period of study. And for your further information, the approval is subject to the remaining maximum period of candidature. How you want to determine the maximum period of candidature? You can refer to the previous 3 table, which is shown by the previous slide. So this is interesting part in which the international students are not allowed to change the mode of registration for full-time to part-time. It means that international student can only have full-time mode of study. If you want to change type of registration, you are advised to discuss with your supervisor before you make the decision, because a change in mode of study is not possible in every case, and your supervisor should support you and give approval, because your supervisor knows better what is the best for your study journey. In addition, when you change your type of registration from full-time to part-time, for example, it can have consequences in terms of when you are expected to submit your thesis, and it may mean that you have less time to complete your work. Maybe some of you are thinking why this is happened. I told you before, you can have different mode of registration, part-time and full-time. If you are enrolled in part-time study, you have more number of semester for you to complete your study. If you change your mode of study from part-time to full-time, your number of semester will be decreased. Okay, you also can see or refer to the previous table as I showed to you in our previous slides. The next section is about course registration. The registrations of the courses to acquire a master or doctoral degree, you should take compulsory or elective courses. So these compulsory courses will be included in the calculation to determine your grade point average. What is the prerequisite courses? So these type of courses must be taken and passed by candidates which taking the postgraduate program, and you should know that when you want to enroll in certain courses, you should check the requirements to attend lecture, and you also need to change the requirement to drop and withdraw from courses, because you cannot drop or withdraw these courses for entire year. There are specific week for you to do this process. You should check from our academic calendar. The next section is about fees policy. In general, all fees that have been paid cannot be reimbursed. So this poster shows the method of payment for local students. You have different options for payment. For example, you can make payment through FBX, Jompay, bill presentment, and counter. If you see here, there is another information containing email and also contact number for the main campus UMS Labuan International Campus, Sandakan Campus, and also PLUMS, which is a Center for External Education. Some of you should know that we have different branch of UMS, so you should know where the exact location that you register your program. Either it is at the main campus, UMS Labuan International Campus, Sandakan Campus, or PLUMS. This is the poster which shows method of payment for international students. You have two options here in which you can make payment through FBX and also through telegraphic transfer. There is details information provided in this poster. You can refer after this. The next section is about thesis or dissertation. Students should write the thesis, follow the UMS thesis or dissertation submission and writing guidelines 2018 Amendment 2021. And the most important thing is that students shall not resubmit his or her thesis derived from his candidature at another university. Maybe before this, you try to register your study from different universities, and then after that, you are not finished your study, but you want to bring your research plan or research study from the previous university to the current one. Actually, you cannot do that. You should see the guideline which is given in our CPS website. The next important information that you should know is prohibition against plagiarism. A student should not plagiarize any idea, writing, data, or invention belonging to another person. So the postgraduate coordinator or supervisor is require or play a main role to open a Turnitin account via the university library and give the class ID and enrollment password to the student for submitting the thesis to be checked or examined. When the student submitting thesis for evaluation, the student shall submit one review, or we call it as a report of plagiarism, which is verified by the faculty or center or academic or institute. And the similarities for the plagiarism report should less than 30%. What should you do if your plagiarism report more than 30%? Means that you have to refresh, you have to look at your thesis again. This is the information about words in thesis or dissertation. For research mode, we call it as thesis. For coursework, we call it as dissertation. So the minimum words for thesis for the third degree is 50,000 words, and maximum words for thesis for the third degree is 100,000 words. And minimum degree for thesis for master degree or master of philosophy is 30,000 words, and maximum words for thesis for master degree or master philosophy is 16,000 words. If you can see here, the same number of words also apply to our coursework mode. It depends on the dissertation for doctorate degree and also dissertation for master degree or master of philosophy. So for your information, the number of words which is displayed here is inclusive of words in text only and does not include tables, charts, footnotes, and attachment. You should download this UMS thesis or dissertation submission and writing guidelines 2018 amendment 2021 because you can gain more information on how to construct your thesis and how to also rearrange your data and etc. This is the link which can facilitate you to download this guideline. The next section is about notice of thesis submission. If you are planning to submit your thesis, then you should submit a notice of thesis submission to the Dean of Center for Postgraduate Studies within 3 months prior to submitting the thesis for evaluation. And this application should be done in the early of the current semester. The notice is valid for 6 months from the date of the notice of thesis submission, which is approved by the CPS. And oral examinations or viva voce will be conducted within, I'm sorry, there is a typing error over there, within 2 to 3 months after the thesis was submitted by the candidate. This is the next section, which is about publication or conference that should be fulfilled by the students. So for this part, we can divide into science cluster and non-science cluster or arts. So we look at master students. The requirement is 1 journal article publication which is indexed in Scopus or Web of Science of Excellence in Research for Australia with status accepted. It is good if you already have a published status. However, some of the process it took a very long way. The publisher accept the paper. However, they take maybe few months or few weeks to publish the paper online. But the accepted status can be used for you to fulfill your publication requirement. For the non-student or art student, 1 journal article indexed in My Site or Scopus or Web of Science or Excellence in Research for Australia are needed with at least accepted status. And for master student, you should present at any conference, either oral or poster, and then the conference should be within of your research study. For the PhD students, the requirement is different because for the science cluster, you should publish 2 journal article which is indexed in Scopus or Web of Science or Excellence in Research for Australia with at least accepted status. For a non-science or art student, you should publish 1 journal article indexed in My Site and 1 journal article indexed in Scopus or Web of Science or Excellence in Research for Australia, something with at least accepted status, and you have to present at any conference which is related to your research or thesis. This is information about submission of hardbound thesis. So 3 copies are needed to be submitted to Center for Postgraduate Studies, and soft copy in the form of a CD-ROM. 1 copy should be submitted to the faculty or center or academy or institute. And the thesis or dissertation may be published after acquiring permission from the university. Actually, this is the graphic which shows what we call communications between students and supervisor. In a real situation, it is very important for students to maintain their regular contact and to maintain their active communication with their supervisor, because everything that you encounter in your postgraduate studies, you should ask or you should get advice from your supervisor. Okay, so this is the next slide, which shows or give information about context between student and supervisor. There shall be frequent and regular contact between the supervisor or co-supervisor and the student. So the supervisor and the student shall be jointly responsible for initiating the meetings. Sometimes the student can contact the supervisor, ask about his or her availability for the meeting to discuss about the research progress, and the supervisor also can play a main role to contact the students to ask about the research progress, to ask about what's the problem that the students encounter. So actually this is the interactions between supervisor and student. I mean, this is a mutual interaction. Both of supervisor and student should play a main role to make sure that this research progress will be success. A candidate must meet his supervisor or co-supervisor immediately after registration, at least twice a month for full-time candidate or once a month for part-time candidate until his final submissions of thesis or dissertation or project. So it is very important for all of you to have student logbook, and this student logbook can be downloaded from this link. And actually this student logbook also can be downloaded from the CPS website. You just need to go to our website, you go to the current student menu, and you just choose this form, and then you can fill up. So this is very important because it is a proof that you have done discussion with your supervisor throughout your postgraduate studies. The next section is about method of evaluation. Evaluation for a candidate undergoing study by research mode shall consist of 1 internal examiner and 1 external examiner for a master thesis, 1 external examiner and 2 internal examiner for doctoral thesis, which is non-UMS staff. However, for UMS staff, it requires 2 external examiner and 1 internal examiner for doctoral thesis. In addition, an oral examination, which is viva voce, will be done to defend the thesis in front of an oral examination committee. This is another information about the submissions of dissertation or practicum report. The final date for submissions of a dissertation or practicum report is 2 weeks after the appointed examination date during the final semester. For the candidates who failed to submit their dissertation or report at the appointed date, then these candidates will be given grade E, and they are required to make new registration for the dissertation or practicum. So please take note on this matter. The next information is about evaluation for a candidate undergoing study by coursework or mixed mode. An examination for each course should be taken in every semester, and examination for each prerequisite course or eligibility should be completed if necessary. You should check all the requirements for research mode, for coursework mode, or for mixed mode. You know better which program that you enroll in, that you should aware what is the requirement that you should fulfill throughout your postgraduate studies. This slide gives you information about evaluation for a candidate undergoing master degree by coursework or mixed mode with dissertation. An examination or any form of evaluation for each course taken during each semester. The dissertation will be examined by both internal examiners if the amount of credit hours exceeds 40% of the program's total credit hour. However, if the unit value at 40% or below, then the dissertation may only be examined by an internal examiner. This is the general grade value. You can see the different grade for different percentage of marks here. You know what is your aim for your study, then you should struggle or you should motivate yourself starting from today. This is the definition of pass, in which a candidate is considered to have passed and been allowed to continue his study if he or she acquires a cumulative grade point average of no less than 3.00 and acquires the pass and continue study status. This is the definitions of conditional pass. Candidates are given the conditional pass and warning if they acquire a CGPA between 2.33 and 2.99. For a student who acquires the conditional pass status for 2 semesters in a row, these students will be given the failed and terminated status. So you should be careful. Next is definitions of failed and terminated. Candidates will be given the failed and terminated status if they acquire a CGPA below 3.0 for 2 semesters in a row. And also candidates will be given the failed and terminated status if they acquire a CGPA below 2.33 in any given semester. This is very important information for you. However, candidates are allowed to repeat any courses if they obtain B- grade and below. For courses that are given an F grade, actually it will still be counted in the GPA and CGPA calculation until a candidate repeats and passes this course. For repeated courses, the higher grade will be taken into account for the purposes of calculating the entire study grade. So it means that you have another chance to improve your grade. Okay. This is the grade value for Master of Public Health and Doctor of Public Health. They have different definitions. And this is the supplementary exam, means that this is the replacement exam for those who wants to repeat for this subject. The next section is deferment of examination. We understand that sometimes we are not able to control the situation. We encounter maybe health problem, financial problem, family problem, and so on. Please do not keep silent. Try to seek assistance or advice from your supervisor or from the coordinator at faculty or center or academic or institute level. So this is the different option. If you have the mentioned problems, you can ask for deferment of examination. What is the process related to this deferment of examination? The first one is that candidates who are ill or facing problems during an examination may ask or apply to the dean or director of faculty or center or academic or institute to delay sitting for examination. However, you should take immediate action in which the faculty, center or academic or institute must be informed of the reason for the deferral within a period of 48 hours after the examination ended. It means that you should inform faculty or center or academic or institute. You should not keep silent. Okay. This is several remarks on deferment of examination. Application to delay an examination for a course in a particular semester due to health reasons must be accompanied with a verification letter from a government doctor or UMS panel doctor. You cannot say that, okay, I feel headache today, I cannot sit for examination. Means that you should have a verified document. You should send to faculty. You should inform the faculty, center, academic or institute. The next information is that application for other reasons may be considered with discretion of the Dean of Center for Postgraduate Study, as long as you inform CPS what happened to you, you have strong justification, then you can apply for the deferral of examination. However, with the discretions of the Dean of CPS, and examination may be arranged based on the merit of each case. The next section is about the status as postgraduate students. If you can see here, this is the metric card. If you already register your postgraduate study, you have this metric card. So here this metric card consists of your name, your metric number, your program that you enroll, and you should know that this is very important for you to keep and to make sure you have this student metric card during the entire of your study. This is the information about status as postgraduate student. A student who is given a suspension of study for a particular semester, they will lose his or her status as a postgraduate student. Therefore, you are not be entitled, or you cannot use the university facilities until you make a new until you make registering process or new application within a specific time. Second is that a student who does not register for one long semester without a written permission from the university will have his or her study suspended, and he or her will lose her status as a student. The next information is that a candidate who does not register for 2 long semesters in a row without a written permission consent form, then she or he will be terminated from her or his study. This is the next section which gives you information about how to appeal to review examination results. Some of you might think that I am not satisfied with the result. I have done many things. I try my best. So you can also apply for this process. We see an appeal process to review examination result. Utilize the appeal for review examination results form, and this form should be forwarded to CPS within 2 weeks from the date of the examination results are announced. So it means that within 2 weeks you should take immediate action. The next section is how to appeal to continue study. Sometimes the students get failed status, or they are having their status with terminated due to failure to satisfy the condition to continue study. They can submit or they can do the appeal process. However, this process can be done only one time throughout the stipulated period of study. So the appeal application must be submitted to Center for Postgraduate Studies within 4 weeks after the official announcement of an examination result. The next section is about condition for conferment of degree. Intentionally, I just put this picture in this slide because I hope that it can encourage you to start or to motivate you to study very well, because in few years you will be graduated. You will be also in this kind of ceremony. So this is the condition for conferment of degree. The Master and Doctor of Philosophy degree may be conferred to a candidate that has fulfilled the following condition. The first one is satisfies all the requirements of the postgraduate regulation. The second one is publication and presented at any conference, either oral or poster. It is accepted, but this one is for research mode. Next is condition for conferment of degree. Students should complete the credit hours requirement, which is set by the faculty or center or academic or institute, and the candidate's examination results must be verified by the postgraduate studies committee and approved by the Senate. And the most important thing is that you should settle all forms of liability to the university. There are many information that is available in our CPS website. If you can see here, you can go to our website. There is a different menu, and different menu will give you different information. Just click this link and you are able to obtain information that you are searching for your postgraduate studies. This is the display. If you go to download menu, there are many guidelines that you can use for you to get a better understanding about your postgraduate study. As I told you before, maybe some of you are interested with master conversion. You can download the guideline. You can also download the form here. The next is that it is very important for you as a postgraduate student to download this book, because this book will assist you starting from the registration till the graduation process and other related rules and guidelines. For you to understand, you can download this Postgraduate Studies Rule 2015, Amendment number 2, 2021 by click this link, and you can also download this book or this guideline from our CPS website. If you have any inquiries or question, you can always seek assistance or advice from postgraduate coordinator at faculty or center or academic or institute level. Here also there are a few informations about contact number and email if you wish to ask about the student payment, student metric card and vehicle stickers, and visa application. So this is the last slide for my sharing session today. Your journey start here, and I wish you all the best throughout your postgraduate studies.
Thank you, Dr. Hani. That was a very comprehensive briefing which summarized all of the important procedures and rules of the postgraduates in UMS. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the next briefing, let's have a 5-minute break for the preparation and regain your attention. We'll be right back, and thank you. Good day and welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys are still with us. Next, we are going to listen about the postgraduate student welfare and scholarship in UMS. And this briefing will be delivered by our Deputy Dean of Students Affairs, Center for Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Azazi alias Azizi bin Haji Abdul Aziz. Let's welcome Dr. Azizi on the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to all of the new students of the Center, postgraduate students to University Malaysia Sabah. So I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate to all the new students to UMS and also wish you a warm welcome to UMS, a beautiful, one of the beautiful university in Malaysia. So I hope that you're going to enjoy your journey here and by getting your PhD and degree in the end. Okay, so let's start my briefing today under the Students Affairs. So I would like to, maybe I'm going to share with, a few slides. So I hope that you're going to bear with me in the next 10 to 15 minutes of the Students Affairs briefing. So these are the topic that I'm going to touch on, for today's briefing. So I'm going to explain a brief about the introduction, what is the sections of the Students Affairs, as well as the financial assistance and what are the scholarship that we have, the health facilities, insurance facilities, the facilities for the postgraduate students, especially full-time students to attend the seminars or conferences, rules and regulations. I'm going to talk a bit about the postgraduate award ceremony or Majlis Anugerah Pascasiswazah, and also the academic and non-academic activities, and also the content information of the the section of the Students Affairs. So the section of the Student Affairs is responsible in coordinating postgraduate students' welfare, including financial assistance, organizing academic workshops, sponsorship, health facilities, insurance, non-academic activities, and also the students' consultations. So these are especially for all the the postgraduate students who are pursuing their studies in UMS. So if you have any issues or maybe pertaining of any of these the matters here that stated, we are welcome you to come to CPS in order to discuss with us. Okay. So I would like to start my briefing with the postgraduate assistance scheme, which is very much interested by most of the students, especially not only to the new students but also to the current students as well. So at UMS, for the postgraduate assistance scheme, we offer two different schemes, namely a teaching assistance scheme, which is we call as SPP, and also international tuition fee scheme, which is as SIFA. So the teaching assistance scheme, normally we offer to the Malaysian citizens, and also to the whether you are master's student or full PhD student, which is who are doing a full-time research, okay, in UMS. For the master's student, you can apply starting from a semester 1 to semester 2, as long as you pass your proposal defense, at your faculty level. And also for the PhD students, you can start from a semester 1. You can apply from semester 1, semester 2, or semester 3, as long as you pass your proposal defense at the faculty level. So we offer this scheme to the full-time students, and for the master's degree studies, you should have at least whether you have a first-class degree qualification, or at least a CGPA 2.75 or equivalent. For PhD level, the applicant should have a good master degree or have obtained at least a CGPA 3.0 or equivalent. So what are the benefits that we offer for this, the teaching assistance scheme? Normally for the SPP, we offer for the, you students are going to be exempted from the tuition fees, viva voce fees, as well as we give the monthly allowance, which is for the master's student about 900 ringgit per month, and for PhD students 1,200 ringgit per month. For Shifa or international tuition fee schemes, which is we offer for the international students, the condition, I mean the requirement for the these applicants to apply for these schemes same with the teaching assistant scheme. It's just a method that the teaching assistant scheme we offer for the Malaysian students, but for the international students, we also there is the same requirement that we apply for the international students. Only for the for the master's degree level, the applicants must have at least a first class degree qualification or at least a CGPA 3.0 or equivalent. For the PhD studies, students must have a good master's degree or obtain at least a CGPA 3.30 or equivalent in order to apply to be eligible to apply for this scheme. So the benefits that you're going to get after this, if you succeed in this application of Shifa, we only cover of the tuition fees and also the viva voce fees. Okay. So now it's a good news to all students and also to new and also the current students that we starting from yesterday, we already open for application for this postgraduate assistance scheme for this semester. So I hope that I would like to invite all of you to apply for those who are pursuing your full-time studies in UMS, but make sure that you already pass your proposal defense, yeah. So make sure that you go through your supervisor. So apply your proposal defense, and then if you didn't manage to, if you still haven't, passed your proposal defense, make sure that you pass before semester 3 for masters and before the semester 4 for PhD, which means that you have to meet any of these requirements. So other financial assistance that we provide, which is outside of UMS, that normally is very popular among the the postgraduate students. We also offer the PTPTN, okay, which is a Perbananan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional. So normally this education loan offered to the full-time student. And also now you can also go to the link which is the Malaysia International Scholarship, or MIS, for the international students. And last week I was told by one of the officers from MARA, Majlis Amanah Raya, that they offer for the Graduate Excellence Program. Okay, so the Graduate Excellence Program also open for application to all full-time students who are pursuing their postgraduate studies in any IPTA in Malaysia. Okay, so you have many choices, options here that you have. And you also can apply from the state government, that if you have any information about the government in your respective state or place, to apply for the scholarship or the education loan to support your study, or the financial institution or other agencies. So I would like to, for all the students who, especially for the new students, make sure that in order to support your journey the next 2 years or the next 3 years, make sure that you could be able, in order to find your sources, especially financial sources, have to be, strengthened to support, so that not other, so that your study are not going to be disturbed, yeah, especially in the process of the, the process of the smoothness of your study journey here. So other than that is we do have have facilities at the CPS for all the postgraduate students. We offer the medical card treatment for the full-time students only, and this medical card will be offered to the 3 times a visit per semester, and but this facility is not applicable for the DPLI and SPADA student. And for those who have a very serious need, necessary treatment, the CPS are going to provide you with the guarantee letter from our office in order to support your treatment at in the hospitals. Other than the health facility, the students are also going to be provided with the insurance facilities that will be cover all 8 benefits, okay, from the death, natural cause until the repatriation. So if you face any of these, the accidents during your study in UMS, you can, claim of this, the facility, okay, by the students, okay. And also as the postgraduate students in UMS, you also could be able, eligible in order to apply or to qualify for the, to support your, to give you the tuition, the fee in order to attend for the seminars or conferences nationally or globally. Okay, so we provide, depends on the level of study that you are pursuing now. For masters, we provide you with the 1,000 ringgit until a 4 semester, which means that I'm going to explain you later on. So for PhD, it's a 1,500 ringgit. So what does it mean in the bracket? 4 semester and 6 semester, which means that for the masters, if you have within the 4 semester of your study, so you can apply for 1,000 ringgit in order to support for your conference fee. Okay, we are not going to give you a 1,000 to support for your traveling fee and also the accommodation during your conferences or seminars attendance. Yeah, so you can apply this, but by you have to pay first in advance, and then you claim later on to the submit the form to our office. For PhD, within the 6 semester of your study, you can apply up to 1,500 in order to support any conferences that the fee is within this amount. But what happens if the amount of the conference fee is more than that? So of course the student have to top up of the the eligible one. For example, like if the conference fee is 2,000 ringgit and then the eligible that you have is 1,500 ringgit, so you can claim for the 1,500 ringgit, and the remaining of the 500 ringgit, that is you are going to use your own money from your own pocket lah. Okay. So I leave it to you because of these conferences and seminars is one of the facility that we provide at the CPS, and please use this facility during your study. And for the rules and regulations, all the postgraduate students in UMS, they have have to follow all the rules and regulations stated by the university. So please refer to the Akta 30, Akta 30, Akta University and College University 1971, the Kaedah-Kaedah Universiti Malaysia Sabah, for the in 1999 of the Tata Tertib Pelajar-Pelajar, and also the Kaedah Pengajian Pascasiswazah. Okay, and also the Gaya Penulisan UMS. I think we have the updated one of the Kaedah, and then I hope that the students can follow from time to time all of these rules and regulations stated. Okay, other than that is in our the sections of the students affairs also in charge of the Majlis Anugerah Pascasiswazah, or the students ceremony award that we organize every year, in order to award those good students, especially that are doing a very excellent in their in their research. Okay, so we have the GOT award. Okay, we have a full-time masters, especially for the full-time, and also PhD. And GOT, which means that I think just now that Dr. Asmahani already explained what does it mean by the definition of the GOT for the masters and also PhD. So as long as you finish or complete your PhD within this stipulated time, that you are eligible to get this award. And also the best thesis for sciences and also social sciences and arts, for master and PhD also will be award to the students, and the best student for the coursework, and also the best for the overall student for masters and PhD. And at the center of the postgraduate studies, we also organize the research methodology course, which is the academic and and non-academic activities as well. So I'm sure that the research methodology course, which is a sum up for the past, in the beginning of the 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to follow all the courses that we provide at the center. After you completed the CPS research methodology course, you're going to go to your respective faculties and also institute in order to follow the research methodology course that organized by the faculties. So besides this RM, we do have the academic and non-academic activities that we organize every year. So, for example, like the academic workshops, for example, for thesis workshop, SPSS and MOS workshop, for example, with with a reasonable fee that we charge to the students, and also non-academic, activities provided by with the assistance of the Postgraduate Student Association. So this is an example of the research methodology course that we organized last semester. As you can see, that normally we're going to share in the Telegram and also the Facebook all the courses that we organize to the students. So you are free in order to join. And for those students who are still in the semester 1 or in the first year of your study, so you have to, it's compulsory for you to complete your RM, before you finish your, in order as one of the requirement in order to, graduate for your graduation KPI. Another one is the 3-minute thesis competition. So at UMS, we organize the 3-minute thesis competition, especially to all postgraduate students, especially the PhD students, who are going to want to share their results. I mean the thesis results within 3 minutes. So actually, these 3-minute thesis competitions organized internationally. So normally we're going to select the winners from UMS. So we're going to organize within UMS. In 3 different categories: social sciences, science and technology, and the hard science. So these are 3 categories for those students who already perform in the in the 3-minute thesis within UMS level. They are going to represent UMS in the national level, and if they are manage to win in the the international national level, they're going to represent Malaysia in the Asia Pacific level or international level. So this 3-minute thesis is one of the platform for the postgraduate students in order to expose your research, especially at the higher level. So you have to explain, you have to present effectively your result within the 3 minutes. Another one under the sections of Students Affairs. So we also, you also can refer to the Jabatan Hal Ehwal Pelajar of UMS, which is at the UMS level, the center of UMS in order to Students Affairs, for any Students Affairs related to the, the loans or study loans or any assistance. So this one is outside of the Center for Postgraduate Studies. So for those students who are looking for other facilities, you can look at into this, and then there is a contact of a person that maybe you can contact for the Jabatan Hal Ehwal Pelajar at UMS in order to help you, assist you, provide any information regarding all the facilities for students, especially for the disabled students or special students with the special needs, and students which is B40. We also have something like assistance to that. So please don't hesitate in order to contact Jabatan Hal Ehwal Pelajar for that, or maybe you can contact to our sections that we can pass your information to the HEP. So this is the contact information for our section of Students Affairs at the CPS. So as you can see that my name is number 3, and also I will be assisted by Puan Ailina Jampadin, at the the section of student affairs, and also the Cik Alicia Joannis. So you are feel free you are welcome in order to contact us regarding of the student affairs in UMS. So I think that's all from me and also the students affairs. I hope that you enjoy and wish you again. I would like to congratulate you in your journey in UMS. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Azazi, for that interesting talk about the student welfare, scholarship opportunity, awards, and competition. So everyone, keep that in mind and take this chance as you are already part of UMS family. As for now, we are going to take a short break for 5 minutes to help you refresh and refocus your attention. Please stay tuned and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We apologize for the technical glitch, just now. This is the last briefing for this morning session, and it is about the Innovation and Commercialization Management Center, which will be delivered by Dr. Razili bin Asid, the Deputy Director of Innovation and Commercialization Management Center in UMS. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Razili.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. This is basically our last, I believe, last session for this morning. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat tengah hari, good afternoon everyone. So, I'm Dr. Razili Asid, the Deputy Director from the Innovation and Commercialization Management Center of UMS. Today we'd like to talk something about innovation, management of innovation and commercialization from the UMS, we call the ecosystem. So let me start with the presentation. Right, so who we are. This is what we call the manpower right now at the ICMC. Led by Associate Professor Dr. Jidon Janaon, Deputy Director, me, and then Head of Administration, Mr. Alvin, and Puan Akila Effendi is the what we call the some sort of the Assistance Registrar, and then we have around 4 admin administration in that sense. So what we do is actually this is our main function. We are responsible for taking care of the innovation grant, and then we have some kind of intellectual property management units in that sense. We also taking care of commercialization, exhibition, and also consultation. Right. So this is what I call the elements of intellectual property that normally we are what we call the manage to what we call the do some management in University Malaysia Sabah. So intellectual property is basically falls under a few components. Number one, patent, right, and then the second one is trademark, industrial design, followed by copyright, and then geographical indication. The last one is the layout of integrated circuits. So what is actually intellectual property? It is basically created from our creative mind, right? From individual creative mind. So we need to protect it. And then who are going to protect that? It is basically protected by the owner itself or the inventor itself as one of the exclusive rights in order for us to carry out commercialization, so on and so forth, right? So let me go through one by one on that. So this is the types of intellectual property. Number one, we talk about patent and utility innovation. It is basically invention related to things related to what types of technical problem that we need to solve, right? And then do we need to register it? Yes, of course, we need to register that kind of invention. Then the length of protection is basically 20 years upon filing for patent, and 10 years plus 5 years for utility innovation. And then the second one related to industrial design, it's just a matter of looking at the external visualization of the product itself, right? And then of course we need to protect it under the we call the jurisdiction of Intellectual Property Office of Malaysia. And then the length of protection, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, and then normally until 25 years maximum protection. And then trademark, it's basically protection on any sign, right, to differentiate your product or services from your competitors. So for example here we have the logo of Proton and the Adidas logo, and then it is basically protected 10 years, right? And then it is need to be renewed every 10 years after that. So in terms of protection, it is basically indefinite, okay, subject to protection or renewal every 10 years. So copyright, it is basically protected on any of the creative or arts, right? For example, your music, your literacy, literacy and so on and so forth, and then arts. For example, books, right? Your sketching, your drawings, so on and so forth. And then, of course, it is basically automatically protected, right? But you need to have some kind of evidence, right? Evidence of ownership of that. And then, according to the Malaysian Intellectual Property officers, right now they have some kind of, we call it as voluntary registration on copyright, which is protected on each of the copyright, we call the works, right? So the length of protection is basically 50 years, right? And plus 50 years upon what we call the registration, and plus 50 years once the product is basically protected in that sense. But it depends on types of what we call the copyright elements. Okay, the next one is basically related to geographical indication. Any product comes from a specific geographical area. In Sabah, we have Sabati, for example, and then we have a few products related to geographical area in that sense. So terms of protection is basically 10 plus 10, and it is basically infinite. It depends on renewal, right? Every 10 years after that. And then the next one is basically related to layout of the integrated circuits, the topography of the 3D layout of the, for example, the microchips, so on and so forth. And of course, it is also protected 10 years from the usage of that what we call the product, or 15 years start from the creation. And then trade secrets. This is basically protection on any secrets related to know-how, data, technical, recipes, so on and so forth. So the best example is basically when you are referring to Coca-Cola recipe, right? So there is no registration needed for this one. Then in terms of protection, it is basically forever in that sense. Right. So let me what you call the talk about something about trademark, right? So trademark is basically protected basically on any signs related to graphics, symbols, what else, numbers, so on and so forth, that differentiate your product or your services from one manufacturer to other manufacturers for what we call the trade purposes, right? So this is some kind of the classes protected under trademarks. We have 45 classes, right, according to Trademark Act in Malaysia. Class number 1 until class number 4 related to products, right? And then class 35 until class 45, it's basically protected for services, right? So this is the traditional trademarks related to words, word or words. Number 1, yeah, of course, the Padini, one of the called the trademark, well-known trademark for me. Uniqlo, Ray-Ban, Anakku, Zalora, so on and so forth, right? So this is the trademark related to any picture or pictures, right? For example, in sportswear, we have the Nike, Yonex, what else? Adidas, Reebok, then Quicksilver, for example, and then the Under Armour. That is basically related to traditional trademark related to picture, right? And that any combination between words or picture, right? Domino Pizza, for example, Toblerone, Pizza Hut, Heaven and Earth, and Nestle in that sense. Or slogan is as well protected under trademark, right? We call it a slogan mark. For example, have it your way, think different. If you talk about Apple product, just do it, right? And then everything, every little helps. This is one of the some of the examples of slogan mark related to traditional registration of trademark. Or any word, sorry, numbers, right? Or alphabets, right? Stylized of McDonald's, Louis Vuitton, for example. what else? 1901, and then the stylus of 555. We call the trademark, and then Facebook, for example, right? It must be distinctive in that sense, right? So this is well-known trademark, traditional trademark, KFC, right? With the slogan, "It's finger licking good." Everybody knows about it. And then this is also one of the elements, additional elements of protection on trademark or service mark related to new, what I call the Madrid, right? Protection in that sense. We also protect about color, scent, what else, shape of the product, hologram. Some of it we call it as what we call traditional trademarks in that sense, right? Okay, so this is the industrial design, right? The elements of that design is basically related to the look, right? The outer look of the product itself. It's just a matter of design itself, right? Nothing related to the function of the product. And then it must be, the moment you get the protection, you have some kind of exclusive rights to exercise your rights in that sense. And then you should have some kind of the jurisdiction's evidence by using, after protecting it, then you have some kind of evidence you are the owner of that product design. So what is the characteristic of industrial design in that sense? It might be any design, right? 2D design or 3D design, or combination of 3D and 2D design, right? There are lots of it. So let me skip about the registration criteria for this one, right? Because we need some kind of. So this is some of the examples of industrial design. Yeah? We are looking at the aesthetic elements of the product itself, right? The design itself. Nothing what we call related to the function of the product, right? So this is one of it. I believe I'm not saying it is the latest, but this is the unique one. Creative industrial design. Okay, so this one, this is one of it, and then yeah, of course this one as well, right? Yeah, and then this is the flexi wrap. Okay, for I believe for nasi lemak. So they are only protecting the design of the package in that sense, right? The box. This is also related to the box as well. Right. So this is the comparison between Apple iPhone and Samsung Galaxy. So when we talk about the design itself, there is some kind of resemblance between that two. But what we have to think about industrial design is basically we are looking at the differentiation between that design itself. So let's talk about copyright. This is the exclusive rights given by the law of any country in the world to the creation of the copyrights, whether it is what we call the works created by the author or the copyright owner and the performer as well. But in under the Copyright Act of 1987, the Copyright Act, it is basically discussed in two different sections, which is related to the section number 7, 1997, and section number 8 as well. Right? Okay, so what are the protected copyright elements under Copyright Act 1997? Number one is music, of course, films, and then artistic work, broadcasting, for example, literary, and sound recording. So this is some of the examples in that sense. So for the literary works, it must be books. Everybody knows about it. Dictionary, if we have some kind of dictionary, the compilation of dictionary, and then any letters, and then computer programs. This falls under literary. And then for musics, we have music notes, what we call, and then what else? The lyrics, so on and so forth. Right? And then for arts, we have the graphic, photograph, any collage, so on and so forth. Okay, or any building sketching, model of the building itself is basically protected under copyright as well. film, yeah, of course, any moving picture, any sounds, recordings, so on and so forth is basically related under film, then it is also protected under copyright as well. Right, let me skip this one because I need to, right. So what are the works protected under copyright? We have two. Number one is derivative works, and then the other one is basically the original works. Let's talk about the derivative works. Any works what we call the created from the existing one, right? The original works, but there are some kind of translation, adjustment from the existing one, and then it is also basically what we call the protected under copyright as well. But for any translation of books, for example, we need to get some kind of permission from the earlier what we call the publisher in that sense, right? So what are not protected under copyright? Right. Number one, idea or concept. If you have some kind of idea or concept, it's not yet to be transformed into any what you call the forms, right? You are not allowed to protect under copyright. And then any procedure, basic procedure, normal procedure is not also protected under copyright. Any facts, right, it's not also protected under copyright. Mathematical concept is also not protected under copyright, as well as what you call the, any discoveries and some kind of methods or operation in that sense, right? It's not covered under copyright because everybody knows about it. It is basically now used mainly by other people in the what you call the yeah, of course, from the public itself. So this is the what we call the criteria or falls under copyright that normally we look right when we talk about copyright protection. So some of the what we call the criteria are: number one, it must be original, okay, and then it must be written, recorded, right, in any types of forms. The third one, it must be the creator what we call the eligible, right, when they started their work or started to what we call the written their own what we call the copyright works. That's it. All right, we have talked about it. The length of protection. Number one, for copyright, it is basically 50 years, right? For literary arts and musics, and then for corporate entity, it's also 50 years. For film, what we call the sound recording, broadcasting, and any government what we call the documents and so forth, right? Okay. So I'm not going to touch this one because it's subject to discussion later on. So we have what 4 different types of what we call the protection in this case, right? For copyright, number one, exclusive rights, right? And then in terms of moral rights as well, and then economic rights, and of course, when there is a dispute later on, then you have some kind of you can bring that to the court of law to right. So what is the we have some kind of what we call the statutory on what we call the when there is copyright infringement in that case. So we have 2 different types of what we call the to get some kind of yeah, of course, from the civil one, and then from the what is called it from the there is one ministry last time, right, to do that from the KPDN and NHP, that's it, right? Okay. So moral rights, of course, the moment you are the creator, you have the what we call the integrity rights on it forever, right? And then exclusive rights, of course, you have some kind of to reproduce it in any forms of creation after that. Economic rights, of course, okay, from the commercial point of view. And then, okay, let's talk about patent. Right, patent, which is basically the exclusive right given to the invention, right, whether it is a product or process, right. It must be something new, basically, when you talk about patent, and then it should offer the solution of the technical problem in that case, right. So that is patent. So what is the criteria for registrable of patent? Number one, it must be novel, new, involve the inventive steps in that case, and of course industrially applicable. So it must be, it should be industrially, what we call the applied in any sectors, economic sectors. So this is one of the what we call the idea or aspect, sorry, right? And when you talk about patent, okay, when you talk about patent, so what are the technical, what we call the technical elements of the product itself? So we should have some kind of information on that, right, from the prior art search, I believe. And then this is the elements. So you need to identify, you need to show that there is a new elements from that invention. Okay, so prior art analysis is basically we are trying to look at the what have been done previously, right, when we talk about patent, okay, product and so on and so forth. So we need to do some search on it. The moment we know what is the done before, and then we have some kind of knowledge what should be new, okay, in the sense of improving the existing invention or not. Right, so this is part of it. So I'm not going to touch on this patent filing procedure, right. Okay, the second patentability of patent registration is, we call it as utility innovation. Since for patent we have three basic criteria in order for that kind of invention to be patentable, but for utility innovation it is basically no need for the inventive steps to be we call the fulfilled, but in terms of protection and we call the length of protection is identical. It is basically identical 20 years upon filing, but for utility innovation, they are given 10 years protection, start from the upon filing, and then 5 years plus 5 years with the evidence of usage of that particular patent in the market. And then the other difference is basically for utility innovation, only one claims are allowable, right, to be registrable, right. So when you talk about this invention, the elements of utility innovation is only what we call what are the improvement of the existing one. So this is part of examples of what is utility innovation all about. So any petty improvement on the existing one, existing innovation, right. So yeah, of course we know that Panadol or paracetamol, right. So this is only example of it. Right, that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can always contact us in the Innovation and Commercialization Management Center, ICMC, at the number or email we call the at the slide over there. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rosalie. That was very interesting and very informative briefing, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time for lunch break. So let's have our lunch break and be back online at 1:45 p.m. for our next session. Thank you very much.